Hey, yo, what's up, man? It's your brother. And hopefully your friend, Big Hill. Rockway's in the building. Each one teach one. So check it out, man. I'm making this video. This is one of my show and prove video. Years ago, about 10 years ago, I had to make one similar to this, man, because like the other day, I was discussing with somebody my belief in the divine, belief in God. And we was talking about, you know, different aspects and just talking about how God as we understand him. And I was telling them then that, I started off as a Christian and Bible based like most black folk, right? And but I did a lot of reading and studying, and that changed how I relate to the divine, right? So I started naming off a lot of the stuff I read, and when I was finished, he had that look on his face like, really, man, you done read all them books. As if I was sitting there lying to him about the shit that I done studied, right? So I said, okay, I'm going to make a video about it so I could show him and others that I'm not lying about what I say. So, of course, man, I started off in the church and Bibles. That's a Bible right there, King James Version. That's a New Life version of the Bible. That's the lost books of the Bible. That's a devotional Bible. This is a Gnostic Bible. And my Qurans, where my Qurans at? I just had them damn things in my hand. Oh, here they go. Yeah, I got two Qurans. I had the Maulana Yusuf Ali version, but I gave that to my stepdaughter, so I had to get another version of the Quran. I got that one, and I got the Yusuf Ali version. As you can see, it got tape all on it. That was my original Quran that I started reading. I done read the Quran twice. I done read the Bible like 4 times. 4 times in my lifetime from cover to cover. And then, I kind of migrated over to Islam when I left the church in 07, I migrated over to Islam. And of course, man, I studied black nationalist Islam, and I started reading books on that. Where's that damn book at? Oh, here we go. There we go. In the name of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, this is just a history of the Nation of Islam. You always want to know the history. This is the 120 lessons, the 120. And I studied that. And then, I kind of like moved to, I said, well, man, I want to know about Orthodox Islam in the Quran, right? Not just the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Excuse me, I'm trying to put this damn book back in there. Not just the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, man. I want to know about real Islam, Orthodox Islam. So I started buying books on Islam, right? Okay. So about I had 2 on the Prophet Muhammad. There's when you learn about the Prophet Muhammad, autobiography on the Prophet Muhammad. And I had another one, but both of them was really the same. I just wanted to see was they different. And I let somebody read it, and they never gave it back. And then I read this book, Toward Understanding Islam. And then I read this book here. This is like a 400-page, well, how many pages the book got? Yeah, about 400-page book on Islam. This here is about 150 pages. This one here is about a small book, Islam in Focus. What you need to know about Islam and Muslims. You know what I'm saying? So I had to educate myself on Islam because I wanted to make sure I knew what I was talking about. And then I came to understand that a lot of what people practice is Islam, Islam. And a lot of people practice Middle Eastern culture and mistake it for Islam because a lot of stuff that people practice is not in the Quran. Okay, and then, I went to Kemet, you know what I'm saying, and I started studying books on Kemet, man. You know what I'm saying? Sacred Science, The Temple and Man, what else? I bought an encyclopedia on ancient Egypt. That's over there. That's in my room on the other bookshelf. Temple and Man, and then oh yeah, I forgot about this. When I was studying the Nation of Islam, I had to get some 5%. The Nation of Gods of Earth. This their book. That's the wisdom of the 5%. There's another volume that's in my other room too. It has more to deal with a lot of science. And let's see here. What I got here. Okay, so then, man, when I left over there, man, you know, I studied a little bit. Okay, yeah, here's a book on my art. You know, I realized that, man, my art was the spiritual system they use, man, to help them last like 3,000, 3,100 years, you know what I mean? A successful society for that long. Sacred Science, my art. I had another book on my art. Where is it at? I think this is it. No, that's something else. That's my book. I can't find my books. I should have got these motherfuckers together, man, before I start. Oh, here it comes. Study this here, study this. The guiding principles of my art. My art, the philosophy of art, you know, my philosophy of my art. That's why I like, you know, that's the one that I really kind of stuck with for a long time. And then, you know, I started studying spiritual systems of the East. You know, read a book about Buddhism, learned about Buddhism. It's like a 400-page book. Give you the history of Buddha and different types of Buddhism that's practiced in the world and the basic history of it. And then, you know, I studied Zen, complete book of Zen, and the Tao Te Ching. This is like the scripture of Buddhism or the scripture of the Eastern philosophy. The Tao Te Ching, and what else I got up here? I got the Emerald Tablets. And this here is a book of mudras, you know. It teaches about the power of certain hand signals and the energy that certain hand signals and shit bring. They call them mudras. That's how you got his finger in the front. It just gives you the science on a whole lot of different hand gestures and shit and the energy that they create. You know, I studied that. And what else? Okay. Oh, the book on universal law, man. Can't leave out the books on universal law. I got a book on numerology up here, but I don't really consider. Oh yeah, can't forget about the Bhagavad Gita. You know, them Hindus. I studied that. This one here. This is a real important book right here. The Kabbalion. When I studied this and started learning about universal law, and, you know, the 7 universal laws like mentalism, polarity, correspondence, cause and effect, gender, and these different universal laws, man, you know, it just makes you look at the world a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? Once you learn about these things. So yeah, man, that's just a few of my books. I was looking for my book, man. Here's another book on the Tao Te Ching. You know, this was like the first one I bought. You know, but that one, the second one I showed you, this one, is more detailed. It gives you history. This is a much better book. This one here just basically gives you the script, and this one here just gives you a whole lot more, man. It's annotated. Yeah. So man, I study all this stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? So the brother, man, who didn't really believe that your brother studied like that, yeah, I do, man. I don't have to lie about nothing, you know what I'm saying? Malcolm X said, man, he taught me a lesson, you know. He says, man, scholarship ain't in the universities and the places. Yeah, it's there, but scholarship is in the actual time and effort that you put into reading scholarly materials. You know what I'm saying? And acquiring the scholarship. So when I say, man, that my relationship with divine is based on the education that I've given myself, that's what I mean. You know what I mean? It ain't nothing that I'm just trying to say. When I start naming off books and shit I've studied, it ain't because I'm trying to impress you. It's just that's the route that I took. So, man, that's all I wanted to do. I wanted to show and prove. You know, I probably done forgot. I got some more down there somewhere. Oh, yeah, I can't forget about Scientology. L. Ron Hubbard, you know what I'm saying? I had to learn about that a little bit. You know, but yeah. I can go on and on, but I'm going to stop right there, man. That's all I want to say. Peace. I'm out.